brand new year. And even if this year may have started off a little rocky at first, rocky being quite an understatement, we need to think positive. So today we are talking about yes points and ways to incorporate yourself, your beliefs, and what drives you to write in your book. Stay tuned. Welcome to The Right Mama. My name is Jennifer Aline. I am a women's fiction writer, a freelance writer, and the mother of twin girls. You may notice that I'm in a different location in my room because the lighting from this window is lovely today. So I'm sitting here. We'll see if I keep coming back here because I don't mind it. But today we are talking about yes points. And before we even get started, I'm going to give Jenna Moreci from Writing with Jenna Moreci full credit for inspiring me to make this video because she talked about it in one of her recent videos, what yes points are and what her yes points are. So I am going to stick in a little snippet from that video right now.
Yes points are what I like to call pieces of media that get you amped. This can be anything from genres to tropes to entire concepts or themes. For example, my yes points are healthy, swoon-worthy romance. Yes. Bloodthirsty violence or themes of darkness and death. Yes. A colorful world with colorful fashion. Yes. Magic that isn't too complex or overpowering of the character arcs. Yes. And good old-fashioned stories of heroism with character-centric storylines. Yes! These are elements of fiction that get me hyped, and combining them would create a story that is perfectly suited for me.
Thank you, Jenna, for doing such a great job explaining what yes points are and what yours are. Today I'm going to talk about what my yes points are when it comes to creating women's fiction that's contemporary or creating young adult fiction that's contemporary. Whatever the genre may be, I'm going to talk about what my yes points are and what pushes me forward to make good, creative content that hopefully people will want to read. And yes, this grumpy lump behind me, who's sticking his butt out, is Theodore. Yes point number one is actually kind of like the tagline for the kind of fiction that I write. So I wanted to start off with this one because I've used it before and I do think it's a good yes point when it comes to my writing. The yes point is I write real, raw, and relatable fiction. That is a yes point because it's what makes me the writer I am. I like to write content that is real. It's something that you could see in real life happen, whether it happens at a school, whether it happens at the workplace, whether it happens between a group of friends. It's real and it's something that you can compare a scene from your daily life to, and you'd be like, oh, that does happen. The raw aspect is I don't want to sugarcoat things. I want things to be out there, blunt, honest, and not fake, not pretend. If there's a concept or something important that I want to bring to the surface, I'm going to do it in a way that doesn't sugarcoat it, in a way that you would see in real life. And that's kind of where the raw aspect comes from. And of course, relatable, which I hate to spell. Which way do you spell it? I hate this word, but I love it. Relatable is kind of exactly what it says. How you relate to the story. You, again, could walk outside and connect with a certain situation, and you could read the book and connect with a certain situation. You want to be able to connect with the characters and connect with the storyline, and that is something that I really push to create in my work. My second yes point has to do with this: deep messages that readers connect to. I like to incorporate deep, kind of dark messages or themes in my story that are relatable, and that brings it back to my kind of tagline, which is my yes point number one. But deep concepts that you can connect to, whether that has to do with mental illness, disease, a kind of abuse, unfortunately, maybe a disorder, maybe just a relationship that didn't work out, maybe a family situation. I like to bring deep themes and deep messages because yes, it's relatable, but it's also real and it's raw. I think that first one is like the umbrella concept, and all these other points go under that yes point. I like to create things that make you think, make you understand a situation maybe you didn't understand before a little better, and to really feel like you're living, unfortunately, that dark, kind of deep scenario with the character. You're kind of helping them solve some problems that maybe in real life could happen. So that's something that I definitely incorporate in all of my stories. There's always some kind of deep situation. Again, mental health, disease, divorce, family issues, you name it, I'll take it on. My third yes point is realistic humor in realistic settings. And as you can tell, I write contemporary. I love fantasy and I love sci-fi. I love reading fantasy and sci-fi. I like creating worlds, but when it comes to my writing, I love to write humor that's realistic and settings that are like settings you may come by. When it comes to humor, I've read many books where the humor is dated. It's not realistic. It would not be something that you would hear or say in a conversation or on a date. I like to write humor that is very much something maybe your friend would say, or in the middle of a night at a bar you would hear. I want it to be something you can connect to. And when I write humor that is something I could hear when I'm out and about or on a live stream or whatever, that's a yes point. I get excited. The second part of that yes point was realistic settings. And I like it to be, the humor to be in an environment that, again, just makes sense. Also, when it comes to settings in general, I like it to be a setting that speaks to you on a level that you understand. You've been there before. And it may not be a real name of a town, but it could be. Maybe the window is not a good idea. My fourth yes point is romance that makes you aww, and romance that makes you huh? And I say it because there are romance tropes all over the place. I love romance tropes because it connects you with the story. And a lot of people, they like, meeting so-and-so next door, the trope of the one who got away. People look for certain tropes in stories because that's the kind of stuff they like. I like to use those go-to tropes and twist them and kind of add a relatable edge or a raw edge to it, or a real life, current daily life scenario edge to it. And what I mean by and huh is, yes, you want the nice love and the soft romance that makes you like your stomach fly away. You want that. But then you also want the stuff that you just think, what the heck is this character doing? And I write a lot of those scenes. I like to write characters that either know they're making a bad choice, or they're walking into a relationship or a romance or a date thinking, let's see where this goes. Not only does that happen in real life, but it also makes the reader kind of talk to the book and talk to the character and be like, what's going on? I want the reader to have a little bit of both. So those are definitely yes points that I include in my story, and you'll be sure to find them in my books. A little bit of and huh. And the fifth yes point is characters that will stick with you. I've read so many books where the characters have just become part of my daily life, whether I compare how they would react to this or what they might say about that. There's characters that just have stuck with us for our entire lives, and I write characters that everybody can relate to on some level. And I think that's crucial when it comes to a good story, and I think it's crucial to good writing. I think character development is really what makes a story a story. Yes, the plot is important. You need those characters to be going somewhere, doing something, aiming for something. But the characters themselves, I want them to be humans that you get, or humans that you would meet or want to meet, or maybe not want to meet, but you have emotions about. They stick with you for either good reasons or bad reasons. And it's different for everybody because writing is subjective. But I want my characters to stick with you. I want their personalities to stick in your brain and their humor to stick in your brain and the scenarios they're in to make you laugh. I want those characters to be characters that you don't forget. And when I do that successfully, it's a yes moment. So there you have it. Those were 5 of the yes points for my writing. And the first one was kind of like the tagline, that is the overarching concept that I think all the other yes points kind of go under. I write real, raw, and relatable fiction, and everything else kind of goes under that umbrella, if that makes any sense at all. I use an umbrella for a lot of my writing discussions. Thank you very much for listening. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe below, hit the thumbs up button. I post every Friday, and you should look for some upcoming live streams as well as more vlogs. I hope to be vlogging a little bit more this year, so maybe every other week there'll be an extra video. We shall see. Thank you very much. Stay creative and stay caffeinated, folks. I need some more.